to you guys that missed this, hey, so we're back doing some Modern, starring Mr. Boopster.
Oh, that's out of focus.
I have got a black-green counters deck that I'm calling Blackgarden because it has Oona's Blackguard.
And I have a mono-white deck that I'm calling Mono-White Devotion.
All right.
It does some entertaining things.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just as much white.
Mono-white.
As many white symbols as I can have, you know?
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. So, to decide who goes first, we've got 100-sided dice, we've got a 60-sided dice, and we've got a 30-sided dice. Which would you like to roll?
The 30.
30? All right. So I'll roll the 100.
So this is not even the 30, this is the 60. I was going to say, are you going to just take...
Yeah, I don't think so. All right. And we got 20. And bank this off of his head. Let's see. 41. All right. So I'll be going first, and we will see you in game 1. All right. Game 1. Show my hand. Have I mentioned that this deck is very blingy? Which tells you nothing, because like every card in it's a full art or promo or something.
Mostly the reason we wanted to make the deck. Of course. And we've got... those.
All right, so I'm going to lead with a Blooming Marsh, which comes in untapped, of course. I'll make a green and Hardened Scales to you.
Draw for turn. We're going to play an Django Castle.
Sure.
And here is a Giver of Runes.
Okay.
And it says your go.
Give out some ruins. Draw. It's not the worst. Okay. Okay. Here's a forest. Here's a second Hardened Scales. We're going to have some very hard scales coming up here. And here is a Swarm Shambler with 2 counters. 3 counters, I guess. On account of these.
Yes.
So when a creature I control with a +1/+1 counter becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, I get a 1/1 insect. To you.
Untap. Draw for turn. We're going to play a Prismatic Vista. You should crack that going to 19. Fighting a Plains. We're going to cast on Thin Ice, which will hide that under it, and it is not a spell, so you don't even get the insect.
Yeah, it is an enters the battlefield ability.
And then we'll act you for 1.
I will take 1. 19.
And it is your go.
Not usually what a Giver of Runes ends up doing, but that's all right.
It's not like you can defend itself, so it's not like Mother where it's an infinite block. It's a true, may as well just attack.
What's better here? Ravager. 3. To you.
That's unfortunate. Untap.
Got nowhere to put the counters.
Draw for turn.
At least.
Not really what we want. Here's a Rakdos. And 3 mana for Ranger Captain of Eos.
All right.
Enter the battlefield and I search for a creature card with converted mana cost 1 or less. And I think we're going to find a...
Ooh. All right.
And it is your go.
Thankfully, Pardon Scales is not a effect that works on both of us. That's something, at least. I think we just have to go for Mecha Godzilla, Battle Fortress, which is, of course, Hangarback Walker, just a fancy version of it. So I'm casting that for 1, get 2 others, making it 3. And that's a 3/3, and you have a giver up, so no sense in attacking.
And giver does give protection from colorless.
Yes, to you.
Untap. Draw for turn. Flames. On thin ice, it's kind of just that kind of land that heavy.
Yeah, it is. I can take, why don't I take this from you? I just put that in my yourself.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any way of even dealing with the enchantment, so I think it works.
I think we're gonna go for. So I can tap 3 for 3.
Yep.
Which doesn't really give me much. No. But if we go for 3 this turn, maybe you is fly.
That is a 3 white casting cost, which is really all that matters.
Yes, because now I will have 6 mana from free next.
That's a lot.
And it is your go.
Untap. Draw. A little late for you, but it's okay. Here's a Llanowar Reborn. So this comes in with a +1/+1 counter on it. But unfortunately, these hardened scales only deal with creatures, so
that does not get bigger.
no. But when I play something else, I can move 3 counters over, which is pretty nice. Because that is what I'm going to do. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this for 1. Stonecoil Serpent for 1. So I'm going to do 3 from that, and I'm going to move these over. So it's a total of 6. Eek. And to you.
And 6/6 with range and trample.
Yeah, and protection from multicolored.
Doesn't matter as much to me.
No. But this could be a nasty turn.
Here is a Rakdos. It is a 2/8 at the moment.
So do you gain a life whenever anything enters?
Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield.
Oh, you control. Okay.
Yes.
So no sense popping this now.
No, you're made to pop that now. The only worries about my creatures.
Good.
And 8 mana.
Oh God. Am I just dead?
Oh,
okay. Oh boy. So he can tap to add counters to himself or tap to move one of his counters to everybody?
yeah, he removes 1 counter to add 1 counter to everybody.
Okay.
Or he can
Add a counter to himself.
have 1 counter to himself.
Okay. Haven't seen that card in a very long time.
Yeah, it's just like that extra card I can pull from Angry Captain if I need it.
Yeah. One, when you're at the stage of the game where you have 7 mana lying around.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Producing a ton through Devotion, yes. It does have its use to just make a giant dude. And the only problem is if I attack this, I would have to use the Giver to just gain 3 life, and that doesn't really seem like it's worthwhile. So let's your go.
Probably not. So I'm gonna Godzilla, and that will add 3 counters to him.
Thinking of it, I actually had 1 more mana. I forgot that I have an on thin ice in the back.
Oh,
So
sure.
it should be an 8/8.
Yeah, right. An extra devotion point. Good point. Solid. Yeah, so do that. Add 3.
Yep.
Untap. Draw. That's maybe not bad.
And then the Daxos trigger would put me at 20.
Ooh, wait. Winding Constrictor. And here's... Actually, no. I think it's better just to do that. And how can I get seriously messed up here? Let's see. I think I probably just got you on trample.
I do have a 210.
Yeah, that's true. That's a big butt. And an 8.
And an 8-8.
So I've got to get off 18.
You would need 38. That's the
Well, so I can... Let me just figure this out here. I think I'm doing this regardless, but I don't know if I do it this turn.
So giving...
So this would add 4 now, because I've got 3 resources.
So there it goes. So
this 10 counters. That's how you do that. Yeah. 10 counters. So then I sack this to Ravager, making 10 dudes, and putting 4 counters on him. And then those 10 dudes each put 4 counters on
40
him.
counters.
And then I can put those 40 counters on him.
For 48 counters.
Plus, yeah.
Sorry, so it's 44.
I think I've got you. I think.
8.
I'm just going to go.
1.
So I'm going to pop Mechagodzilla at 10 counters to get 10
1/1s.
Just going to use those for the time being. Popping that from Ravager, of course, which puts 4 counters on Ravager, getting him up to 7. And then we sack a squirrel to Ravager, putting 4 counters on it.
You do that 10 times.
And I do that 10 times, which, yeah, so that's 47 on Ravager. And then I sack Ravager to itself to put 51 counters on Stonecoil Serpent. 52, because he gets 1 extra in the modular. So 52 plus 6 is 58. 40, 58. Attack you for 58.
58 trample.
Yes.
I can block 18, 21, 24, 25, 26.
And you can save something, too. But because it tramples, even if you protect against colorless, it still tramples over for the rest.
Yes, yeah. It used to work that it would block it all, but they changed protect from the ruins, so we can only assign equals to the toughness.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 58 minus 24, that's still more than 20, so...
Just though. Just.
Not really. You were with the 3 lifelink, that does not matter.
Oh, yeah, you get 3 lifelink from that, too. Can you use this turn? You can't, right?
No,
because you just played it last time. Yeah.
You can't grow my toughness there.
Okay. Oh, God, you had a ballista.
Yeah, that's why I didn't fetch a...
Yeah. So...
I had the 1 half of the combo, but...
All right. Well, I think I just got that by... Like, obviously I overkilled by a little bit, but, like, if I didn't have this, I don't think I could have won that turn. I needed 1 more doubling effect. Sweet. All right. So that was game 1, and we'll see you in game 2. All right. Game 2. Go ahead.
And we've got... those.
And for me, that, the namesake of the deck, which is nice. And that. Not as explosive as the last game, but fun, too.
A snow-covered plains. Here's an Esper Sentinel.
Yuck.
And it's your go.
Draw. Double yuck. I'm gonna crack a Verdant for a swamp and play the Ozolith to you.
That is a non-creature spell. Would you like to pay one?
No, go ahead.
I need card. Untap. Draw for turn. All right.
Apparently shuffled a squirrel token into my deck. Just get rid of that there.
Next green.
Yeah. That would have been a dead draw.
So this thing, I think we're going to go for a Secluded Step. And because it was so pretty, passing that one.
Oh, okay.
And thank you for one.
Take it.
And it is your go.
Okay. Then here's another Verdant and a Rakdos Cackler Unleashed. Oh boy. 2/2. They can't block to you.
Untap. Draw for turn. Say Snow-Covered Plains. And we're going to go for Healer's Flock.
Right.
We're like carrying like a desert. It's pretty impressive for a flock.
Mm-hmm. For a bunch of boys.
That was like a roof of a place, but I think it's something they're carrying.
Huh. Interesting.
Hack you for 2.
Take that. It's a 16.
And it is your go.
And to turn crack this. Grab a Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. That is a 3/3, which is bigger than my 2/2. By a bit.
Just a little bit.
The smallest bit.
Yeah, just by like one squirrel or like one trained soldier. It's the only difference.
This can kind of work. So Llanowar Reborn. That gets a counter. Tap 2. Here's an Oona's Blackguard, and I will move the counter. So that's whenever a creature I control with a +1/+1 counter deals combat damage to a player, they discard a card. Unfortunately, horrible attack. So to you.
This is it is a flying blocker.
True. It's not a particularly exciting one.
For officer.
Tis.
We're going to play a Nykthos. And I think we're going to go for 5 mana.
Never something I like to hear on turn 4.
We're going to use one of that for Unthanice, your Blackguard.
Oh, all right. So that is a creature leaving the battlefield.
I mean, I could have put it first, but would it have made a difference, really? No.
Yeah.
Because it would just meant this land was tapped.
Yeah.
Instead,
we've only used one, so you still have
5 more floating. I'm going to use one more.
Yeah. All right. A 1-up, and you've had it both games.
Yeah. I mean, this time I drew it. Last time I fetched it from a different card. So. And heck you for 5.
Take it.
23.
Yikes.
And it is your go.
Untap. Draw. I don't know. Here's a Woodland Cemetery. And I control both a swamp and a forest. So that comes in untapped.
Double untap.
Indeed. What else do I do this turn, though? I think we go for... none of these are particularly great plays at this point. That's a 4/4?
Yes.
Can I get over top of that? Technically, yes. But I don't think it's worth it. So here's another Oona's Blackguard. Here's a Arcbound Ravager. With a counter, of course.
Yes.
To you. Not going to move any counters with Ozolith.
Untap.
Not this time.
Keep. Drop returned. Well, I guess I don't have to think anymore.
You just have a combo kill?
So we will add 7 mana.
That looks like a yes.
We'll use 2 of that mana for a Walking Ballista.
On 1.
And then we will use 3 of that mana for Helion Sun Crown.
Yeah.
And then we will tap this and remove a counter. Put counters on all my creatures.
That is really good with these also.
Yes, because now you would have to pay 2 for the very few non-creature spells you possess.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, it's pointless, but it's a cool combo.
And we don't really need the other 2 mana.
We have to lifelink.
Oh, right. Yes, you're right. I didn't need that 2 mana, so it did work out exactly. So, walking 2 mana to give Walking Ballista.
Yeah. I'm going to respond to that by sacking my Ravager to itself and just letting the counters sit on the Ozolith.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I think so.
Whenever creature control leaves the battle, had counts.
Yeah. Which is why that on Thin Ice, I still got the counters from that.
Yes. And we'll pass, so you can have 1 more counter.
Sick.
And then the fun combo with Helion Subcrown is whenever you gain life, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature enchantment you control. And so by giving Walking Ballista lifelines, I can remove a counter.
Yep.
To deal 1 damage to Oona's Blackguard. Why not?
Sure.
And I gain 1 life from that. Gone 24, which puts the counter.
Where's it?
A Walking Ballista.
Rinse and repeat.
Remove counter. And then we shoot you dead.
And yeah, so basically you just loop that.
Yeah,
and you can do that.
It's do whatever. King gun down.
Didn't really add much going on.
So weird, so I have the Ranger Captain, the Special Walking Ballista, in both games of drawn Walking Ballista.
Yeah.
Actually. Didn't really do much in the first game, but this game, yeah.
Yeah, pretty sweet. All right, you got me. Did I get anything good at the top? Not really. All right, so we will see you in Game 3. All right, Game 3. Show my hands. A little better than the last one, I think. Go ahead.
And we've got loads.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to Verdant for a Overgrown Tomb and Hardened Scales, putting me at 17. To you.
Drop return. We're going to play in Django Castle and an Esper Sentinel a little late.
That's annoying.
Chances your go.
Untap. Draw. Well, maybe it's too late. Maybe it's not too late. I guess we'll see. Well, we're reborn with a counter. Hardened Scales.
Would you like to pay in life?
I cannot. To you.
Draw from that.
But I have to be efficient. I believe.
Draw for turn.
A little more important.
This turn, it's going to be a very exciting self-evident plains. And then attack you for 1.
Take it. 16.
And it is your go.
Don't know if I'm crazy about that. Well, this works. Here's an Ink Moth Nexus. And do I just run this guy out there? Nah. I'm going to run out Oona's Blackguard, and I will attempt to graft.
Yeah, you can graft.
No pass. All right. Well, I mean, I guess you could still have one. Yeah, just that. To you. So, of course, graft gets me 2 extra counters.
Untap. I keep draw for turn. This turn, we're going to play a Knight of the White Orchid.
Oh,
And you have more lands than me.
I do indeed.
So we can go find a Plains card and put it into play.
And then you can play your land for turn.
Yes, the value of him is when you're not on the play. Or just, not drawing lands, which has not been me so far.
Yeah, you've been pretty good at getting those Nykthos quite early.
Speaking of,
Oh, well. Pretty decent.
and we have to be slow, so on thin ice, you're in this Blackguard. Womp.
Never get to use these for anything. Am I?
Attack you for 1.
15.
And it is your go.
Unsaf.
The scary thing is my on thin ice.
Yeah.
The downside of sorcery speed removal. But the upside is that it does give me my devotion.
It's true. Mecha Godzilla for 1, which is really 3. 2. Now I'm missing lands.
Untap. Drop for turn. And it's Cyclist included step.
Okay.
And grab a use for 4 and amp. So that is a 3 for it.
3-3. Cannot grow it this turn. And unfortunately, all your removal is exile-based, so probably not getting dudes out of him if you decide to kill him.
2 first strike and does not really win a fight against the 3-3. Seeing with a warm on.
And neither of them are legendary, so you can't use your Iganjo for it.
No, not. Ganjo's, there's not a lot it works on, but it was a white.
Yeah,
And
comes in untapped.
Untapped. And we didn't have enough snow-covered plains, so that's more or less why it's in there. But it can protect Daxos and
Heliod, not that.
well,
he protects himself.
Gideon don't need protection.
Yeah.
So it's just Daxos and Machias.
Yeah.
That can be protected.
I mean, you can technically still protect Gideon. He just doesn't need it.
Yes, he just doesn't need it. So 3 to make 4 mana.
Yep.
We'll make a Boros Reckoner
Sure.
and an Esper Sentinel.
Okay.
And it is your go.
Untap. Draw. Oh, nice. It's a land. Here's another Inkmoth Nexus. And Let's go for another Mecha Godzilla. This time for 2, so it's actually 4.
4/4. Just as I get a 3/3 first striker out here, like we can go. All right.
That's the turn.
Untap.
Keep.
Drop turn. There. Here again, gonna cycle a secluded step.
Yep.
Drawing card.
We got 8 mana now.
We have 8 mana this turn. Let's see how we're gonna make 8 mana.
Yep. In gross amount.
I'll use 3 for a healer's flop.
Okay.
And then we'll cast a Ranger Captain of Eos.
Still got 2 left after that.
The Ranger Captain will find me a Walking Ballista.
Yeah. That is not good.
It's not much value in casting this with a 1/1.
Yeah, not really.
It's cheaper to make it bigger if I need it. If I don't have a lot. Because I will have a lot of mana nets.
It's very true.
So we're going to let that... Well, we'll give him first strike.
Sure.
We'll give him first strike.
Yeah.
And it's your go.
Okay. Draw a card. I don't know if that's going to do it. You can make an absurdly huge ballista next turn. So
3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 mana. It's both of you.
yeah. And you can sack him to make me not able to cast non-creature spells.
Yes.
Interesting.
Or you still make the turn, you're gonna prevent the counters from happening.
So I'm likely just dead if I don't deal with some of this stuff, or at least try to. I think. So 4 for a Walking Ballista of my own. So for 2, but then 2 more.
Yep.
Putting it to 4. Question is...
Well, definitely not Boris, right?
Well, no, that would be incredibly foolish. The question is, so how much would you need to kill me in one? How much mana do you need, assuming you have both, to kill me in one go?
So I would need 4, 6, 9 mana.
9 mana?
And you could get rid of 4, which would put me down to 6, 8, 9. So, not quite enough there.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah. Yeah, even taking out 4 of your devotion won't be enough. Sure. Whew. That is a tough one. Here's an untapped Overthrown Tomb. Going to 13. Pass the turn.
Interesting. Untap. Upkeep. Draw for turn. And then last. So it will make green 6, 8, 9, 10, about 13 mana.
Yep.
Sacrifice him. You can't cast non-creature spells this turn.
Sure. Why not? May as well.
And we'll spend 3 of that mana. cast a Heliod.
Yeah. Can't really do anything about it.
And we'll use one of that mana. So what past that Walking Ballista. So I don't have to play, of course, of making my Walking Ballista big enough.
Yeah, so I'm just dead this turn then. Shoot.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, well, I can just, give it lifelink as many times, but then I realized that no, I'd have to make it bigger. And then
I basically had to hope you sequenced that wrong so that I could take it out in response to you going off, but I think you left enough up. And that obviously changes the math anyway. So I'm going to shoot.
Helion, just to specify, he is still a creature. Not that that matters for the combo at all.
No. Your path fizzles. There's no target.
Oh, sadness. And we will cast. So we've used 4 of my 13 mana.
You have 9 left.
We have 9 left.
Plenty.
We need 6 to do the combo. So I will use 3 to just show that I did have
some redundancy.
I did have redundancy on redundancy because I do have 2 Walking Ballistas in this deck.
Yeah.
Don't bother to shuffle.
Yeah.
And then, so we cast this for 2.
Respond to that by adding 3 counters to this bad boy.
Hey.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's big.
It's big. 7. Big old boy.
Yeah. And then we can use 2 mana and give it lifelink.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 counters.
And much like last time, well, actually, you know what? You could do a fancier thing this time if you really want.
Oh, right, yes. So I can remove a counter.
Yep.
From Walking Ballista to shoot Boros Reckon.
Yes.
Gaining a life.
Yep.
And getting a counter. But he now has a trigger.
Yep.
To deal 1 damage to one of your guys.
Sure. You can hit me also if you want.
Well, I mean, we may as well
hit
the board. So basically, I added a middleman to the combo.
Yeah.
Because he will grow 1 bigger every time.
Yeah.
He can just gain 2. I gain 2 life for 1 point of damage sent to you, but I can kill both those guys.
And all the tokens.
And tokens.
Yeah. Pretty impressive. Yeah. You got me. All I had was the Stonecoil Serpent. So I am a little peeved that every single game you path this before it did anything at all, because this was the entire reason I wanted to play it. That's a little frustrating, considering I have actually bigger threats. But for some reason, you picked on this one.
I was saving half because you had Inkmoth, and
Sure.
I can't use the ice, so I'll just use it on the first thing that annoys me, and then I'm discard. It's I'm trying to assemble a combo here, and then
it was
sound the other things.
It was probably a good call anyway, because I could have had a Ravager off the top when you happened, if you had a setup turn, then I could just win off of the bad.
The healer, healer's flock at the time, so it was.
Well, and even against 2 of them, 1 wouldn't have mattered.
Yes.
I could just whichever way put counters on the other.
Then
Yeah.
it becomes really bad. So
Unfortunately, did not this game.
it was also a little bit of a sketchy keep because these are my 2 lands.
Oh boy.
And then I'm trying to cast
Yeah.
a White Orchid. And, I need Sentinels to get me a Plains. And it did get it to me in time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was possible that I shouldn't have given you the free card with that second Hardened Scales, but I just really wanted to make mana efficient.
It's so hard to just not.
Well, I could have basically slowed myself down 1 turn by just not doing anything on turn 2, and then casting that when I had an extra mana. But I think it was probably fine to just give you the extra card, especially on turn 2.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, because then instead of your board better that's than thinking the card. But if I did have that trigger, I'd have been 1 turn behind. But I would have plans for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well. So that was this matchup. Pretty fun. I think it worked out all right.
Yeah, I think it worked out pretty well.
And we will see you next week with some more stuff.